Hello and welcome to Estela Kanoviya Shares. Today's topic is on how meditation can work for you, as well as why meditation can be so difficult to do or access for some people, or most people in this case. I hope you enjoy this podcast, and if you do, feel free to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook or YouTube at Estela Kanoviya. It is ESTELA spacing KANOVIYA. Hope to see you around. Why do most people find it difficult to meditate, especially when it is a sit-down, cross-legged, hands together meditation with the spine upright? Sometimes it is the breathing difficulties, sometimes it's the mind chattering, other times it's the sleepiness, and a few times it would be itch or pain experienced in the body or discomfort, pushing you to twitch here or there or move here or there instead of simply sitting still. So, like many gurus would have mentioned, meditation does not require one to close their eyes and sit down in a lotus position for 30 minutes or hours on end. That is the typical position for meditation, but it is not exactly necessary to achieve the meditative state. Many times it just requires one to be fully relaxed, be focused simply on one thing only, and have an open mind and open heart, as well as a whole lot of silence and stillness inside of you. That means you are very at ease and very at peace with everything. At least in that moment you are. So, for people who find it hard to meditate because of the mind, either you're worrying about something, you're thinking about something, or it's just really difficult to pay attention to one thing because you're distracted by a million things. For people who have that strong mind connection that makes it hard to enter the meditative state, I highly recommend you do some journaling or conversing with yourself, like speaking out loud or talking to yourself in the mirror or writing things down, speaking to yourself, giving your mind the space to let everything out first. So if you're worried about something or you're thinking about something, just let it all out first. And when you have done about maybe 70%, 60 to 70%, you can then allow yourself to access the meditative state again. But this time around, instead of getting angry at yourself or judging yourself or condemning yourself for having certain thoughts or for not concentrating, give yourself the permission to really accept and embrace and be at peace with all the thoughts that arise. Like every single thought that come in, or image or visualization or words, whichever, or even distractions that come in, smile at it. Like instead of react, just be the container that holds all these thoughts. Become the container itself. Allow yourself the permission to do so. Many things is really just the choice. When your choice changes, your views and your state changes as well. But it's not a forceful choice. It's a very allowing, flowing choice. So try that and see how it works. Another thing that's really important for people with strong mind connection is also relaxation. It's likely that your mind is reacting to your body. So if your body is in a very tense state, it would not be helpful for you too. So relaxation can be exercise. Some people like to exercise. Some people like to move, to dance, or to do art, to concentrate on one thing, or to go for a run or some gymming. I highly recommend, if you don't have the time to do that, to simply slouch. Like breathe and slouch. Before you get into the meditation, as you're seated down, just breathe. Like taking deep breaths from the belly or from the chest, whichever feels better for you. Just breathe. And out with the mouth with a sigh. Like keep breathing that way. And as you keep breathing, bring it slower and slower and slower. Bring your breath in to become slower and longer. In breath, out breath, same. And as you do that, imagine your body melting like ice or melting like mud, whichever you want to imagine it as. I personally like seeing my body melt like mercury. So it depends on you, and as you breathe, just imagine yourself melting, literally, like all your muscles, your fingers, everything is just melting to the ground, to the bed, to the chair. And do it all the way until you slouch all the way down, like you're completely relaxed. And then you may get into sleep state. That's where you need to be aware to stop yourself from going there, at least at this point in time. But if you do end up sleeping for a while, it's alright. Maybe you need to take a nap. And so after you get to the slouch state, you breathe back in, you come back up, you sit in an upright position, and you continue to breathe. And that's when you can get into the meditative state much more easier, because you are relaxed, but you're not so relaxed to the point of getting into a sleep. So that's what you can do as well, and that's what I do with people that I guide into meditation. I will usually bring them into a very relaxed state, but one that's not so relaxed to the point that they are slouching and falling asleep. A relaxed state, and I bring them into visualization. So the visualization helps to stop the mind from going to different avenues. You can also use a few different types of meditation to bring yourself into a meditative state. So there is things like movement meditation, there's sound meditation, there is even singing meditation, there's energy meditation where you go into energy work, there is breathwork meditation where you breathe and you breathe and you breathe and you get into a meditative state. It's a type of rhythmic breathing or a certain set of sequence of how you breathe. I personally really recommend relaxing yourself a lot and letting whatever that needs to come out just come out first, and then going into meditation. That has been extremely helpful for me. And because I'm someone that's completely receptive to energy, I really like to use energy work to go into meditation as well. And you can do that too. So for energy work, it depends on which modality you have been exposed to. But personally, I don't follow any modality for energy work. I prefer to use my intuition and connect with God or divine or my spirit guides in the way that I know how and in the way that I feel the most connected to. So you can do that too. For those that need a structure or want a structure to get into energy work, the one that I highly recommend is using your hands. So you don't use your hands to touch your body directly. Instead, I would prefer to place my hands a little bit above my physical body, maybe about 2 inches or so above my physical body. And what I like to do is I like to move the energy. So my palms facing my stomach, for example, and I just move my hands slowly up my stomach to my chest, to my throat, to my face, and then around my head, top of my head, the back of my head, down my neck, over my shoulders, and then coming back down the sides of my waist again. So for me, I use both hands, and I like to do that a lot. It's kind of like, when you're showering and you're using the water to splash your face, kind of like that, where I'm using the energy to splash over my face, splash over my body. So you can try to do that as well and see how it works for you. Personally, when you use your hands to just keep moving around your body, you start to feel energy move in your body as well. You start to get connected. It's just the way it is, because our hands has the most receptive energy, most receptive openness to energy healing itself. That's why they say that the hands are the centers for healing, because they truly are. And for myself right now, even as simply just having my left hand simply just going over one of my kneecap, actually, I'm already feeling tingles on my left hand, on the palm of it. I can already feel it, and I'm starting to feel heat in my head area, in my chest area, simply because of that earlier. So it's very easy to get connected to the energetic realm as long as we just use our hands. It's really easy, because ultimately we are not just human beings, we are not just a physical body, we are also comprised of auric and energy fields, so that can never really go away. So you can use these methods. Otherwise, another method is visualization for meditation, and I like to visualize a tree. I like to visualize that I am in a white space or in a black space, and I am walking towards the tree until I hug the tree, I touch the tree, and then I merge with the tree. And what I usually like to do is I like to ask my participants to visualize what material the tree is, how it feels, what's the color of it, what is the shape of the tree, and when they hug the tree, how does it feel, and when they take each step towards the tree, make sure it's slow and steady, it's not rushed. And when they hug the tree and they bring the tree in, they melt with the tree, becoming one with the tree, how it feels like. And when they feel their roots going down to the core of the earth, how it feels like. And when they bring their branches up towards their head, towards the sky, how it feels like with their leaves sprouting out. So you can also do this for yourself, and this is what they call the grounding meditation, because you will experience the energy centers going down and going up. So why the tree is because the tree is the most stable and rooted, but it is also connected to both the material world and the spiritual world, simply because when going down, the roots, it is the earth, it is grounded, it is in nature, and the energy that's going upwards, which is the sky, which is the universe, the stars, it's where the wind resides, it's where Father Sky is, and it also encompasses of the elements of air and ether. So it's very different, but at the same time it is one and the same, because it is the tree itself connected with both up and down. So that helps us a lot to get grounded and still connected to the spirit realms as we are grounded. So feel free to use any of these methods, and let me know if you would like to connect with me and do a meditation session with me. I am open to guiding anyone and everyone towards it. I have had quite a number of people come to me, and I have guided them into meditations as well, and it's always relaxing and lovely for them. I would hope that it becomes a practice for people, and for you to start being able to guide yourself into meditation as well, and to see that it is definitely not impossible and anyone can do it, really. It just depends on what you're most connected to. Some people are more connected to the mind, some people are more connected to the emotions, some people are more connected to the body, to movement. So it really, really, really depends. And using that avenue of what is most comfortable to you, have yourself access that meditative state. So some people, they can be cleaning the toilet or washing the dishes, and that is their meditative state, because they are not thinking. They are really immersed in the experience of doing that act. And that can be a meditation practice. But that is only for people who are not doing, maybe washing the dishes every single day. Because when you are doing that every single day, technically speaking, you're not in the moment. You are thinking. You're always thinking or feeling a certain way as you are doing the act. So I feel it's more useful for people who don't wash the dishes every day and don't do the chores every day, because then it becomes intentional. It becomes that you have to focus on it. And when you really allow yourself the permission to set aside all thoughts and emotions at a point in time to focus only on that, you get into the meditative state really, really easily as well. And for those of us who have done all those things and who are very busy in their lives, I feel it's more related to the mind chattering or the emotional upheavals. So for those, it's usually much easier to get into a relaxed state first, either using visualization, breathing, or movement in that sense. So of course there are many more others out there, which you can try. But these are the main ones that I do and I recommend to people as well. So yeah, I hope to see you around and have a great week. Namaste. See you.